Hey family, just wanted to hop on the podcast here just to say something real quick. I had forgot to mention where you can find the podcast and got off in topic as I normally do and forget to say some things. So this is necessary to say, right? Number one, you can find us on Spotify. You can find me on Spotify. The name of the podcast is A Different View. Right? You can find me on Apple Podcasts. The podcast is of the same name, A Different View. You can find me on YouTube. It is called A Different View 80 that's the name of the channel, where then you can find A Different View and the logo and all that there and listen to all the different episodes. Share the podcast, subscribe to it. When I say subscribe, I'm not talking about from a money perspective. We're not there. We're not on that level. What I mean by share it and subscribe to it, I mean make sure that you click whenever new episodes come out. This way, if you're really into it, because I don't always do on a schedule. It's not really on the schedule. Maybe we'll get into that as we go on here. We're just really coming up on 2 years here, I believe, May or June. But when we do that, then we'll have a schedule then. But for right now, of course, just to stay involved and stay aware whenever new episodes come out, just click that little alarm, bell, whatever it is. This way, and you can stay up to date whenever they come out when y'all have time to listen. So those are just some of the things I just wanted to hop on and say real quick that I forgot to say inside of this upcoming episode you're going to hear, which is a goodie, a little mixture of Easter and wrestling. That's kind of what this week is here as we march on in spring. So thank you, family, for your support. Thank you for listening in, and we will talk to you soon. All right, family. All right. Yay. Family, what's going on this morning, right? The 18th of April, Good Friday. We're not going to get too preachy today because we understand there's some here on the podcast, they don't believe in Christianity. We don't discourage that. We accept, right? Different faiths, different beliefs, family, on this podcast, okay? And we let the good Lord above, the judge, jury, executioner above, not down here on the planet, to sort out a lot of this stuff. It takes a lot of humility to say that. Because again, we like to have imbalanced levels of control in our lives. All of us, including myself, right? I like doing some of that little stuff here lately before we start doing the open, just to switch it up a little bit. Welcome in us who are almost 1,200 plus strong, right? Who believe in, who love after, who seek to find, searching for, hunger and thirst for that which is a different view. Family, welcome in. Today, right, Easter week, Holy Week as it is called amongst the Abrahamic faiths, or at least amongst Judaism, I should say, that part of the Abrahamic house of faith, Judaism and Christianity. Again, we started off this podcast by talking about your boy being Christian, but again, I have beliefs that are highly in opposition, as you have heard already, to very many Christians. Before we start going fully in, we just want to take the time to remind everybody of where you can find the podcast. I think we're going to start doing this here again as a way to increase awareness, conscience. We are over here, family. That's not no spooky neo nothing. We're talking about we're aware. You are conscious of what's going on in this world, whether it's belief-based, whether it's not. Shout out to Tallahassee, Florida. We pray nothing but healing and wholeness. These mass shootings, family, that will happen. Right? I understand people look at time that and everybody's got a different way they can look at time. We're going to talk about some stuff here with Marvel. which again, Marvel right now is dealing with time. Time is a hard concept for people. Again, another one of these aspects that we kind of try to control. Like, here on this podcast, your boy is in full opposition against this daylight savings mess. The planet is already spinning and moving. We don't have to touch time at all. Time's already been touched. Hey, right? Since it's Easter week. It's Easter week and it's WrestleMania week, y'all, for us wrestling fans out there. So that's probably what we're going to title the podcast, the Welcome to the Weekend Edition, right? Happy Friday and all that kind of thing, family. So just understand, we let go some of the stuff they have told you, because it's fluff, right? People get mad and upset. That's okay. But a lot of this is, it's a bunch of fluff, y'all. let me, I did not remember to do this, so my apologies. Forgot to kill the sound before we started talking this morning, right? Let's just hop in. Let's try to stay on topic today. We ain't trying to hold y'all long today. We got weekend fun to do, man. There's family coming over. Allow this time to be a time for family. Allow this time, Lord. The man done mess with people's time for family. I gotta say it. I'm feeling good today, man. This is like taking it back. May this be a time of healing for the black community. When y'all go to church, y'all step up in that AME church, y'all step up in that Pentecostal church, that Church of God in Christ, right? As we know, that was the denomination that was built because our white Christian brothers and sisters wanted to up and say bye-bye in their best in-sync voice. And hey, man, we're just talking about what it is. If you love people on this planet, man, damn it, you let go of this mess. You let go of it. Let it go. Right? Sing it in your best. Idina Menzel or Kristen Chenoweth, however you want to sing that Frozen song. Let it go, y'all. With all the cool snowflakes and ice little crystal animations in the background while you're singing in your mind, right? Let this mess go. This is snow. Oh, man. Instead of the cold never bothered me anyway, man, this prejudice was never supposed to be anyway. How about that, y'all? Right? We worship, we love each other as one, man. You let go of this mess and start recognizing your brothers and sisters down here. Right, we're just saying what it is, or we could choose not to. Speaking on this is a dream I had a while ago. I've been meaning to say this on this podcast and been going around it, talking about loving your brother and sister, man. We here, so it's like, dreams are a thing, y'all. We can get into a conversation on dreams one time, man. It ain't nothing spooky. Right, ain't nothing spooky. It's just the things that go on in your psyche, then they pop back up in your mind. That you push down, they pop back up in your mind. So when you're awake, family, have time to get in touch with yourself. See, this is what we're talking about. We too much on the plantation and not in touch with ourselves, and we miss it. So, in having this, I guess, conversation with myself, I guess that's what a dream technically is, right? For everybody who does that whole thing, oh, you talking to yourself, you crazy. I'm talking to myself, I'm crazy. This is so... man. As I'm dreaming, Tawny's sister, we'll say it that way, right? She's bleeding from the mouth, family, right? And I'm at an event or something along that line, and this is how impactful it is. I still remember this thing, right? But this is just a path of life I'm on. There's another thing. Each one of these podcasts you listen to is a piece of the puzzle, family. Something you take from me, something you take from another. Again, I reiterate that which Saint Apostle Paul said, man, study to find out for yourself. Too much. All the different beliefs of the world sit here and we don't look enough. We've been trained to not think. We've just been trained to react. That's a problem. That's not the whole of a human being. Use your God-given logic as much as we do our emotions. Both. You need both, not one or the other. So I'm sitting here in this kind of studio. It was kind of a thing where everybody was kind of on me, looking at me, right? and I'm singing the national anthem. Now, if I had a boo noise in the background, I'd be playing it right now, right? As we go along, we're gonna find we'll find people. Right now your boy is doing it solo. We're gonna find people who have their mind on holiness and not foolishness, right? To be able to give different little views and help with the podcast and all that kind of thing. That all those things are in time, right? So we're singing this national anthem. Again, any song that's made that's dealing with down and see again, you got to have a zero tolerance policy. You know how this nation, we don't deal with terrorists, right? You've had the terrorists been in your coastlines this whole time, terrorizing your friends around you. I got a couple of black friends. So in this dream, right? I'm singing this national anthem. I'm hitting them notes. Y'all know what it's like when you hit them notes. You hear me sometimes playing around with singing on this podcast and all that kind of thing, right? We just having fun. But I'm hitting them notes. We've watched it. We watched it during the Super Bowl and different sporting events, concerts, all that kind of thing. They hitting them notes, right? So I'm not paying attention to this girl. She's dying. She's hurting, y'all. She's bleeding. The blood gets worse and worse, and I'm looking at it. But I didn't want to stop singing. I didn't want to stop singing, y'all, because see, in my life, right, you deal with your own let this set someone free this morning. You deal with your own inadequacies, and you won't step out on the water because of it, right? You won't help someone else because of it. This is the power of the story of the Good Samaritan, y'all. Talking about a real dream woke me up. I had to tell my wife about it, man. Shout out to Yoni one time, right? This girl dying, man. Right there, I'm seeing it. Kept going through the whole song, Bombs bursting in air. The whole nine, right? Again, we have no respect for anything that does not respect us. James Baldwin, right? We talk, go back into the foundation of this thing, y'all. You don't pledge allegiance to nobody that doesn't pledge allegiance to you. This nation's success is built off of dark and brown skin tone people, like we talked about last time. Black folks weren't the only ones lynched. Again, maybe head of the class, but they weren't the only ones tortured. In Goliad, Texas, the Mexican hanging tree is still there, I believe. A reminder of the sickness. Talking about Texas and Mexico and the border taken from our Mexican brothers and sisters, forced by the U.S. government and army. That we gonna play patty cake like the kids today shouldn't know this? No different than Abraham Lincoln. You want to keep this mess together. That ain't right. And you shout, we this Easter week, y'all, we gonna shout out hallelujah on this mess? But Jesus is not a God of social justice. Every verse in I'll say it that way just for objectivity. Most every verse in the Bible you read is dealing with how we deal with people. What version or what definition of social justice is we talking about? And then you gotta edify yourself, man. Oh man, you got to talk to yourself a little bit, man. Don't let people bully you on this whole kind of talking to yourself is blah, 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 blah. No. Jude 1. We're gonna go to Jude. Hey Jude, shout out to the Beatles one time, man. Good song. Good song. Hey Jude, right? Never mind. Play it in your car one time for this weekend, right? But ye beloved, building up yourselves, edifying yourself, edification, family, building up. That's what that means. How we work out in the gym, as your boy is in and on the beginning stages of a healthy lifestyle, healthy mindset, right? Because this is what this is about. This is what this is about. Why do we do the things we do, family? Instruct or improve someone morally or intellectually. From Oxford's dictionary, that's what edify means. Build up, family. What are some of the what are some of the synonyms for edify, educate, instruct, teach? We don't have enough teachers no more. We aim to do that here on this podcast, family. School, tutor, coach, train, guide, enlighten. Oops. Enlighten? I thought that just was some Buddhist stuff. That was just some Hinduist stuff, right? I ain't known that. Just for those who get confused, when I say, see again, the European gave our Indian brothers and sisters Hindu, but it was called Indu. Inform, cultivate, like a garden, like a culture. That's why we don't say interracial marriage, we say intercultural marriage. You building a garden in your life. Develop, indoctrinate, improve to better somebody, uplift, elevate. Building up yourselves on your most holy faith. You better talk to yourself, man. Yourself. Before somebody else do it, I didn't say other people shouldn't. Because we need to. We need to start uplifting each other. We do. A lot in this life is doing the opposite, and it's funny, you get a lot of folks making fun of that. I was just in a conversation talking about the ability for men to cry. You can call this some baby mess. You can call it simping. You can do whatever you want to, males. Masculine men who can't deal with certain things. Hey, that's all right. We got a choice to choose out here. But at the end of the day, this is to our black brothers and sisters. You so hard from life, you can't cry nothing. But y'all are killing each other in these hoods, man. Innocent babies and stuff. I was looking at a thing, Mano. Y'all remember the rapper Mano back in the day? All right. His 1-year-old son out in New York. Shout out New York one time. Something you can look up. His 1-year-old son died from bullet fire. Foolishness. That ain't gonna move you to nothing. See again, move to compassion. Move to compassion ain't got nothing to do man nor female. While we sitting here trying to define what male and female is, what boy and girl is, right? You gonna let your government that's been lying to you about a lot of stuff didn't tell you now what boy and girl is? Anyway, at the end of this thing, at the end of this dream, finish off this thing with this dream, y'all. I get to the end of this thing, this girl is full on. I mean, we blood out the mouth, man. Y'all seen that in horror movies, right? She's like, you could have stopped. You could have stopped. Could have stopped singing to help her. That's what she was saying. Family, that's where we at. That's where we're at. We read that story, the Good Samaritan, to you. The Samaritan picked up that man who fell among thieves. In truth, the way the Bible says it fell among thieves. He didn't fall upon them. They fell on him, literally. That's why they left him bleeding and dying in the streets. They fell on him. That's just the way the Bible is talking. Right? We got to look to see some things. We got to look again. And in all of that, not only picked up that man, put him in his car. That's his horse, right? Mule, cow, whatever. Okay. Put him in there and brought him to a good place that would take care of him, huh? Because again, he told the owner of the inn there to take care of that man's tab. That ain't like some of these rinky-dink run-down apartments that we be living in and stuff like that, where nobody stands together. There's no renter coalition, because the renter don't stand up against the landowner. Not the landowner. I mean, technically a landowner. The landlord. Ain't no lord or nothing. You're a steward. You're in ownership to something given to you. They don't make you no hot stuff. This is just talking about apartment etiquette one time, right? Guys, we don't get nothing we don't stand up for. I had posted something online of CNN holding a town hall, right? And I just left some caption on there on my Facebook page. Eventually we're going to make, this thing is going to get good, y'all, because this is what I believe in. This is what I believe in. I am done. See, again, the bully in the game don't want you to have any fun. It's for them to have it all. We seen it in the Garden of Eden. That's what the difference between the serpent and the woman is. Shocking that the serpent is striking out against the woman, which is also connected to men, right? And also because that serpent struck out against that woman, that snake in the grass, those we know who are snakes in the grass striking out against us are against us. So when we say connection to man, it's not just the woman, it's just solely for the man. Again, you see this a lot reiterated over and over in that TV show Handmaid's Tale. This is where we're at, y'all. That was the end of my dream. We got to help each other. We caught off on too much. And many times the blessing is not focused on yourself solely. Please listen to this, family. It's not only in just you. Yeah, you got to show you something so that you can then help others. But at the end of the day, it is helping others. We got to stop leaving the bleeding and dying on the road. Y'all who are doing these protests, which I'm sure will continue on some level, as long as massa keeps doing massa-like mess, right? Make sure you have financiers and lawyers to back you. I'm being for real. The man has always used the law to put you in jail when you protest for yourself in all types of ways. We talking about what it is, y'all. You're going to need the money to come up out of there. Family, it's not time to hide in the shadows no more. No more. Stop being worried about which ones believing in tarot cards, which ones believing in Satanism, which there's a connecting factor between them all, y'all. What you decide to believe in on the back end, that's all well and good, but living life free, as opposed to those who want it controlled, it's two totally different things. And we're not talking about the natural effect of control and chaos that happens in this life. We're talking about the excessive control. There's a difference. To hop off the topic of this dream here that we finally got finished talking about, some things in this month. Let's put this to bed here. Some things in this month. We're 20 minutes in. There's some other things in this month I had missed that I've been meaning to talk about that I hadn't got a chance to. In April, Arab American Heritage Month. Shout out to our Middle Eastern brothers and sisters one time, man. Great history there we should pay attention to. I'll just say it again, a great history there that we should pay attention to, right? That other group of the world that we call them Sand Negroes. There's another word we use, but we just want to say it that way. And just like any other group, all of them are not evil. You've got some that are misguided. Come on. We're not talking about how they believe and stuff like that. I'm talking about actions that have happened in human history. Yet still they are brother and sister. No different. Again, like I said, no different than any other people group. This game we keep playing, again, the serpent in the sand is not just, it's in and shown in everybody. You got too many Negroes think that woman is their property, just the same. Now, you want to tell me that there are levels to this. Are they taking it on the road and enslaving a whole planet? No. So that has to have a certain level of conversation. But in each people group, you see some real sick mess. We have joked on the machismo on this podcast before with our Latin brothers and sisters. Again, that word Latin was given to our brothers and sisters who are of Latin descent. Now, they're not of Latin descent. That's what they were given. Again, this is why we go back to talking about the Arawak people in Haiti, or the Boricuan people in Boricua, aka Puerto Rico, right? And many other parts of the world where the peoples are not called by their name. They are now Hispanic because Spain came over and took their land. Europe had a good old heyday back in the day, y'all. We talking about real life stuff here, which is why I pay attention to Carnival in the Caribbean. Human expression should not be silenced, whether by the Bible or any other holy book or any law made by a human, because there's one already here put by the maker of which people are already following. Another one here, Autism Acceptance Month. Right, we're gonna go through. There's a little bit of a list, right? But shout out to our brothers and sisters out here, who some of them are very, very, very good artists, right? Cancer Control Month. It's a sick disease. It took my mother, lung cancer. Go out and get yourselves checked, family. Men, I know we got a problem with prostate and anal things. Go get your prostate checked, family. Brothers, go get your prostate checked. Stop being so hood strong that you can't be strong in your body because you didn't go to the doctor who was put there by God. We read it in Ecclesiasticus 38, in the Apocrypha. Books of the Bible that are not agreed upon by, since it's Easter season. Go out and get yourselves checked, family. Confederate History Month. We ain't. The only thing that we give credit to is that the South had a proper thought process. They did it wrong. Right? Again, we ain't making money off the back of nobody else. We giving them fair credit. We ain't putting them towards slave quarters. We allowing them to have their own neighborhoods. There's a difference. Alongside your neighborhood. Anyway. Financial Literacy Month. This one's big, y'all. For me, for everybody. Masters trained us well on not knowing how to operate finance for our life, how our money. We go to these jobs and slave away and deal with people's snot-nosed kids and people's bratty grown adults. Let's let Snoopy play in the background for a minute. Let your boy cool now. Shout out to Charles Schultz and the gang, man. Awesome. Newspaper, comic, however you want to look at the Peanuts skits, man. Charlie Brown and the gang one time, right? Financial Literacy Month, y'all. It's time for us to understand every one of these terms, know Masters system, and know how it should work for you and not them. This is where people get ticked off, pissed off at me when we start talking about operating finances for yourself and not solely for the man, because it's going to change the way the system looks. Family, the way this thing was made was wrong. You have to come to that conclusion. Once you come to that conclusion, the rest of this is okay. It's easier to walk down this road. But as long as you think like it's no. This was mess that they put on top of what people were already trading. Okay, I know we get stupid and primitive with it. Oh, it was bear pelts for goose feathers, KJ. No. That's sitting in the seat of the scornful. There is a way we can transpose that over into how we deal properly in life, and it may not look like what we got right now, family, but that thing would operate in a more wholesome environment instead of you slaving away all day long in some I call it the plantation, right? Office building, retail store, public, private sector, don't matter, right? Jazz Appreciation Month, man. Play it. I know Kenny G and there's only like a few, right, that we know, man. Get back in the day. Get in touch with that blessed music that is jazz, man. Played through wind instruments, coming from the man. I'm telling y'all, you choose how you want to do it, right? We have choice, right? So Jazz Appreciation Month. Shout out to something they used to call jackass music back in the day. No, it is not. Mathematics Awareness Month. Family, we got to add, we got to add, we got to subtract, we got to divide. We got to be able to multiply, right? Be fruitful and multiply. I guess we got that one down, but the rest. This is something to us all, and I am not making fun of people's learning process, family. We're talking about pushing ourselves further. Kind of like that story we read to you last time we were speaking on the podcast. This idea of Jesus seeing everybody from afar on the shore, asking them did they catch anything in the middle of the night, and they didn't. And he told them to switch up where you fishing at. Talk to our fishermen and women one time, man. While we messing around with what import and export is, man, get your talking about finance. Go back in time. Look at the importance of imports and exports, man. This is to our black brothers and sisters. You want to build your own system now under this mess, the music, the sports. Think about the things that you're good at, and they come to watch you. They hate your skin color, but they come to watch you for this. They'll watch you with that that afro, that nappy hair, the big nose, lips, the whole nine. They'll come watch you. Music, dancing, sports. Do you know how much money that is right there, family? It's time for us to band together. We keep playing patty cake with the folks who don't give a damn about us. Come on, someone. Come on. Stop. See again, if you don't, this is not you put a whole people group's life on pause so you could use them for their entertainment. This ain't militant. We're talking humanity right now. Just because you hear it in an elevated voice does not mean that's any less true. Okay. So mathematics awareness, man, get back in touch using the brain. It's a good brain exercise. Basic addition. Start there. Again, while we're talking about learning and stuff like that, we need to stop making fun of each other's learning capacity, right? And help each other learn more. See, again, we don't train ourselves to think. We train ourselves to be good drones. There's a difference. You learn and you start small and you keep on going, just like we did in school, family, right? And then where it's hard, right there, that's where you get your help. That's where you, come on. We got to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. Again, that goes for me like anybody else. At just as much as we need to band together, it's a combination of both, right? Child Abuse Prevention Month. I can't speak. That's how we know we coming to the end, right, family? That's what we say. Must we say anything more on Child Abuse Prevention Month? Nope. Watch out for your babies. We'll say that. Watch out where your kids are at. That ain't never changed. That ain't never changed from the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, 50s, 40s, 20s, 30s, the 2020s, the 2010s, the 90s, 2000s. It will never change. They're trying to break up happy homes, not put them together, family. This is the opposite of a thing. For as much as you're trying to build a happy home, you got a group. This is the enmity. Same thing with finances, same thing with anything. We've already talked about pets and, Pet Month, right? Watch out for your pets, man. Let's treat them well just as much as we treat ourselves, as much as we treat our kids. That's a real thing. Get to know them. Get to know their different breeds. Get to understand them, right? Go to training classes. Let's make it official, as they say, right? Let's have the conversations, all those kinds of things. Not in the level of ownership, in the level of partnership with the blessed animal the makers put down here, right? Poetry Month. Man, I gotta get myself to one of them spoken words once, man. And I didn't see these clips too much, man. I need to experience that. Black folks talking about life, man. Just that one in general. There's other ones, but I gotta get myself sit down under that good word, man. I do, right? Volunteer Month. Get out and volunteer. Get out and volunteer. Get out and volunteer. And again, we just talked about the Good Samaritan, y'all. Get out and volunteer. Second Chance Month. Now, this one's dealing with after you go to jail, coming back out. We can get to a whole thing about prison reform and criminal justice. Again, know that the man has set up laws. We must say this. We'll say this on this. The man has set up laws to keep criminal activity going. Let's say it again. But KJ, people go away to jail and blah, 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 blah. No. Talk to enough, as my mother was a foster mother back in the day, family, right? We talked about Mrs. J one time in heaven. Shout out to your mama, right? Understand this, family, right? And my dad too. Shout out to the family. Shout out to our family members in heaven, right? One time. Passed on our ancestors, right? that lead us and guide us as we go on today. You can take that for however you want to, as I just said that, right? From their time until now, man, prison laws, these things have been set up. The criminal took over these lands, family. That was criminal activity. So every law that you see after that, protecting them, is the law protecting their criminal activity, family. Huh? Again, you can look at it. You can look at the United States however you so choose. We're just saying what it is over here. Okay. But yes, our brothers and sisters who go to prison and come back out of all different nations, nationalities, when they have rehabilitated, they deserve a second chance. There's no other way of saying that. We don't need to be seeing articles and stuff where Alabama is making millions of dollars off of prison workers, man. Come on. No, those prison workers need to be making millions of dollars. That's the point. And not by slinging and slanging and banging poison and violence in our neighborhoods. Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Should we say any more about that? Guys and gals, is about consent. And of course, when I said Oklahoma City last time, I didn't mean to say Oklahoma City. It's Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma. When it comes to women being domestically abused, it's by men. It's at 49%. The men by the women is 40%. That is the latest study. Again, we have talked about in the black community as far as, excuse me, single parent households go, that the black woman is somewhere between 60 or 70%. Some studies do like 50, all that kind of thing. It is the highest of the groups. Right? If you do not abstain, we must say this on this podcast. Again, this is something that is different from what a Christian will tell you. Yet this is a natural thing you can see in the planet. No heartache, no sexual diseases, no unwanted children. If you gonna be out there freaking, whether it be in the church house or in the courthouse, okay? No disease. No, y'all can get mad at me as much as you want. No heartbreak. I said excessive heartbreak. That's really how it should be said. Excessive heartbreak. Because again, in making this omelet, that is life. If you don't abstain, this is what we're saying, family. Okay, we know everybody ain't gonna. Unfortunately, Christians still believe that everybody is not going to. Matter of fact, the Maker knows. No unwanted pregnancy, family. That's just where it's at. That's just where it's at. No one else has to pay because you want to freak around. And that's where we're going to stop on that one. Okay. Let us continue here on these next 5 minutes. Talking about some recap here. Daredevil Born Again. Who saw that TV show out? Who saw that TV show out of here, family, huh? Man, what a good show. That I call it a TV show. We on this streaming thing. It's on TV, right? It's a TV show, okay? I'm good, right? Man, what a good show, right? Some notes here. Awesome season. Not the Netflix show or the Netflix seasons of Daredevil and, of course, the Punisher is shown in this thing. This is some spoiler for those who haven't seen it, okay? Then again, certain things I'm not going to go too far into. Some things I have. But an awesome start capped by a bloody, violent-filled fight with heroes doing their thing at the end of the season, family. We got to get over that life is, man, our Israeli and Palestinian brothers and sisters know exactly what a bloody fight looks like right now. Body parts and mess all over the place. I'm sorry for what this triggers, but family, we got to wake up from the illusion that they're giving us of peace when the opposite side is violence, right? We make up these cute little phrases. We woke up and chose violence. And of course, the Punisher brings that violence. Daredevil has a violent side to him as well. The two of them together, that's an interesting thing to watch, right? Point number 2, on the point of the vigilante, We must have this conversation. Again, guys, the laws have been made to support the criminal and their criminal action, whether it be rape and sexual abuse, whether it be child abuse, Again, we talked about my mother being a foster care parent. Man, do you know how much mess I personally have seen as a teenager from what my mother had to go through from the state of New York, where it comes to child protection in these abusive homes? Do you know how much trash I've watched? Her standing in the gap. Shout out to your mama one time. That's the Lord's work. For real, for real. It's sick. They're okay putting these kids back in dangerous homes, y'all. They're okay with it. But we'll leave it alone because you don't get involved in your state and your town. You don't know none of this. But only when you get involved. See, we're sitting with our bags packed, especially for the Christian man one time. Jews too, because they waiting on the Messiah and all that kind of thing. You waiting for this heavenly vacuum to rapture you up out of this. We got work to do down here, family. Of course, you see stuff like this on the job, man. You got people that'll sit there, man. They just, again, the boss put in some work. Now, we understand there's a difference between you slaving away, okay, and working. But work is a normal thing, y'all. Of course, Adam messed that up. That's why there's work with toil now. But I digress. You toil now. Again, there's this slave element brought in by our impropriety. Anyway, vigilante. You're going to have people who take up the law in their own hands, family. And because the man sits back behind laws they have made to protect their stolen booty. And in many cases, that's a double entendre because it's women or men stolen, right? As well as gold and trinkets and jewels and all that kind of thing, like booty, right? Shout out to the pirate one time, right? Vigilante heroes doing their thing. People have been duped that the law is keeping society civil. And all you need is a riot to figure that out. But this, sadly, is another illusion. How could a system of laws built to support? I know we do so much talking around it because we don't want to look in the mirror. We don't want to see it. But this is what it is, y'all. And only we keep this thing going right. It's not your government above you. It's your outcry about it that they have to honor because government is for people. Anyway, how could a system of laws built to support criminal actions? These people get away with so much mess, y'all. Money laundering. Extortion. We just seen, especially out in Long Island, wasn't it Ed Mangano? Then he get put away for extortion. How many government officials taking your tax dollar, your money, that the middle class, they call it, is taxed so much money? Guys, again, I'm done giving them excuses. They already make merchandise of you, as the Bible tells us. Why in the hell would I give them more excuses? Again, how could a system of laws built to support? This may go just a little bit. My apologies, family, but we're gonna end off on this. Criminal actions to support criminal actions, aka theft of land, killing and moving people around this land. So on and so. We talking the law supported them doing that. Shout out to the Seminole tribe, one of the richest tribes on these good God-given lands, man. $12 billion currently what they at. You can keep getting mad at our native brothers and sisters all you want to. It's about making that bank. As you hear my little protector here on the track. What's going on for you? What's going on? Actually keep society civil. Do you think laws made by criminals to support criminal actions will keep them civil? Hell no. What? The real truth is that it doesn't. right? In reality, quote unquote, vigilante justice has already been in place many times. How I say this has been in place many times, like many truths that are twisted in form, burning down towns. Vigilante justice against the laws of nature, the opposite way. We're talking about how they burn down. You could drive through the Greenwood District, family. I've done it. Do you know what it's like to see that thing transform from what we saw on the pages of history? You burn down Black Town. This not just Tulsa. The laws support the survivors of it went before the government in Tulsa. Maybe we're not understanding all the words I'm saying. The survivors of it went before them for justice. And they told them no, because if they had to do it, they'd have to do it for everyone. You're living in twisted justice, family. And we don't want to wake up to it. Because we're scared what we will lose. But as your Bible says, if you love this life, you will lose it. And whoever despises this life will gain life everlasting. Hey, that's where I'm at, y'all. I can't stand seeing my brothers and sisters. And when I say I'm talking black, white, Hispanic, Asian, island brothers and sisters, Melanesian, Polynesian, however you want to say it, down here suffering. Again, we read you the quote from Lyndon B. Johnson, and he don't give a damn about the poor white man neither. There's certain things here we're not looking at. They're okay putting you up on the chopping block for their own advancement. You're going to have to square away with that in your heart and mind. Vigilante justice has already been in place. See, again, it's a bias. Whenever you fight back the other way around, now it's a problem. Never mind. The only thing people keeping, the only things or people keeping society civil are the people in all the different areas of life. Those who fight back in the health world, the healthcare world. Those who fight back in the legal system. Those who fight back in the financial system. This is what we're talking about. Y'all have to stand up. Vigilantes. No, I know by definition we kind of play around with it, and we're not going to look at the definition for right now. But these are all the things that come out when you watch this TV show, y'all. Right? Healthcare workers, dock workers, the police, those who stand up against this bully tactic trash that's going on in the police system. Meant to serve and protect. When in reality, the serving and protecting is not for you. It's for massa. Judges, all of y'all who stand up for the upholding the highest form of law. Y'all are the vigilantes. That's all what it is. And that's why they're normally the ones who are silenced when they start doing right. Just saying what it is. And it's time the other side of the coin show up in this life in reality, which is a dynamic in life that has always been, right? Finally, number 4, the beliefs of Matt Murdock, Kingpin, the Punisher, etc. Awesome dynamic that you see in their mind. Again, the Netflix show really went into it, but this Disney Plus one really does do them all justice. One trying to atone for sins and in feeling necessary. It's interesting that Matt Murdock is Catholic. Again, the comics give you something to chew on. No wonder people got a problem with this Fantastic Four trailer that came out, and the Silver Surfer is female. Man, people, and driven by men, I must say it, right? Men got a problem with women being in anything. They got the majority of them got a real problem with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You like staring at boobies and booty so much, right? Why would you? So you get to see a silverized metallic version of it. But no, y'all ain't even looking at it that way. It's like, why not women there? Why do you always got to do this with women? Women. But the women in your life at home, that's okay. That part's okay. but you're not okay seeing women anywhere else. Hypocrisy. Anyway, the Kingpin, of course, you see what it's like, a Kingpin, that boss, right? And the Punisher. All different beliefs and thinkings and mentalities. So awesome to see, right? Remember this verse. We're gonna get into it next time because again, I don't took up so much of y'all's time. Which my apologies on that, right? Those who labor in vain. You can labor in vain, right? So it talks about if the Lord is the head of the thing. If the Lord isn't the head of the thing, what your labor can be in vain. Family, we've been working in vain. It's time that we work toward a cause, not vanity. Right, so we'll revisit that next time. As far as wrestling is, because this is WrestleMania weekend. Again, some of the things that I've seen so far on Raw, some of the stuff I saw on NXT. The young kids are trying out there. Let's just be clear on that, right? The young kids are trying out there. So shout out to the young people in wrestling right now. Some of the stuff was cool on AEW with the Ops beating the Death Riders and all that kind of stuff. Again, when you look into Monday Night Raw and the Seth Rollins CM Punk thing, again, you realize this is just to give CM Punk his roses, which on some level is cool, but at the same time, it's playing off this trope with John Cena. This is just for our wrestling fans out there as we end here. John Cena's forced promotion, and he was always winning, kind of held back a lot of the people. That's a real thing, including Cody Rhodes, which made his thing out on the indie circuit. I don't know why you got to come back to where Massa held you down. I don't know what that is, but whatever, right? Your choice. Okay. So you got that whole kind of thing. The CM Punk thing is that similar type of thing. Like, he has to be put on the main event. Technically, the main event of WrestleMania, right? I believe 41 is what it is. The main event should be Jey Uso versus Gunther. Or Gunther. That's what it should be. But because we got to push CM Punk and the company did him dirty and this, that, and the other, so we're giving our roses to CM Punk, of course. Other people will have a certain argument. Well, hey, CM Punk is doing it, KJ. Yeah, we understand, but given this scenario, maybe we want to do that next year. Or maybe he doesn't have enough time left, so that's why they did it. It's just certain little things there that for me personally, okay? Again, opinion of the content creator. Okay? So that'll be cool. The Io Sky, Bianca Belair. Again, we know our sister about to take the L, man. That's what all this comes up. You smell it, right? So she won the Royal Rumble. That's great. She's like the second woman to do it, or whatever that is. The only one to win it twice, or something like that, right? You got that going on. And don't get me wrong, this woman has done earth-breaking, earth-shattering things for the black community. Don't get me wrong, right? Which again, WWE is pulling off that heavy right now. You got Megan Thee Stallion beats or whoever that is on SmackDown. We got beats from Travis Scott on Raw. Like it's weird. NXT is full of all of this like black community kind. Can we come out with our own wrestling promotion, please? Can we please? I know there's been wrestling promotions forever in life. Listen, if the Negro Leagues is anything that sets a precedent, man, y'all get mad of the pro-black part of this that I talk about on this podcast. It is what it is. Okay. Build your own wrestling promotion, Lord. Anyway, so you got all that going on, right? I mean, so you're seeing certain things. I will be interested. Stand and Deliver is the WrestleMania for the Rookie League, the NXT League. That's on Saturday, right? So I call it League. It's just easier for me to call it a league. You'll have the women's match, the NXT Women's Championship 4-way match, and then you've got another one that's the women's ladder match. I believe that's like a 4-way or a 4-way tag thing or whatever. Some of that stuff should produce some good matches. Okay, so that stuff I'll be looking forward to. WrestleMania again, the Jey Uso Gunther thing, man. There's a lot on the line there. So again, we rooting wholeheartedly for Jey Uso over here, man. I mean, main event Jey Uso is now in your city, right? Yeet. So it's just a good time. Again, healthy distractions are necessary, family. This is where we're going to end. Healthy distractions are necessary, family, but as we have been saying, because repetition is necessary for learning, do not allow those distractions to distract you from what is going on in life, right? So that's what I got for y'all today, family. Thank you for walking this road with me. Again, the aim was to keep this short, but we had some things we had to talk about. And as always, and until next time, look to find the beauty in a different view.